This is supposed to be easy. Have you ever had an easy relationship, or did all of it take work?
No, I don't think that. No, I don't. I've had easier relationships with people. I think that when you start getting in depth with the person, it becomes a little bit more challenging for different reasons. But I wanted to agree with somebody. They said that some different people are required, or are in your life for a season, and you're supposed to learn from that and build upon that. And it made me think about, like, at different points in my life, depending on what my emotional intelligence was, or where my head or my heart was, it was a different type of love that I experienced. So the more mature I've gotten, the more work I put into myself and things like that, I I I desire a healthier relationship, and a more peaceful love versus, you know, um, just being attached to somebody and it not being conducive to whatever my purpose of my growth is. And that's what I think that what the ultimate love is. And like what someone said earlier, there is different levels to, or different understandings of the connection or what people call love. But no, I've never really had a easy relationship long term. It's always ebbs and flows.
I agree with you, and I didn't get around to everybody, but I think most people will probably agree that relationship is work. It's going to be some work at some point in time. So then, why are we trying to find people that are evenly yoked if we know that relationships are gonna take some work eventually?
I don't think that evenly yoked means easy.
I feel like evenly yoked means that you balance each other out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that's what it means, but that's what I get from it.
The only time I usually hear it is when people are in conflict or they are on the fence about the relationship. Maybe we just not evenly yoked. Like you never hear that on the front end. It's usually when conflict arises or I got a chihuahua. Oh, okay. Simmer down. But
It's
yeah,
funny you said evenly yoked because that's what was said on the commentary for the Obamas at the DNC last night here.
mm,
Is that I've seen a lot of people saying that the Obamas showed up evenly yoked.
mm.
You know, I thought that was a good definition of that display. If you guys watched it,
Mm.
I mean, but that's different though. Everything you saw last night was planned. So that's
You know, it's gonna steal our thunder.
no,
Um,
I'm with you, but that's I think that, and for me personally, the relationship that I'm in now, um, is it's an absolutely beautiful relationship, but it has challenged me enough to stretch me, and to the extent of where it has, I've grown in it more. Uh, so I think that those challenges and the willingness to challenge yourself to become better, because without struggle there is no growth. So if the relationship is always easy, then not to say that that's a bad thing, but that makes it that could sometimes make it easier for people to potentially walk away, and then of course vice versa. But I think that it's important that we do challenge ourselves in relationships, because we're constantly evolving. So if there's no challenge, then are we truly learning each other? Because as we continue to grow and live, we're changing ourselves, we're growing ourselves. And I think a lot of relationships fall apart because there one person evolves and the other person remains. And and they don't choose to learn the person during their evolution.
Okay. How do unresolved past traumas or emotional baggage contribute to losing true love?
Can I touch on the other question
Yes, you can.
before we get into that?
Sure can. I'll come back to
What
it.
I was going to say is that I've had somewhat easy relationships in the past when I was younger. And I feel like it was easy because when you're younger, you don't have as many responsibilities, obligations, and so forth. When you get older, you mature, you go through a lot of different things. And sometimes when you meet a person, you just don't know the previous, experience that they had. And sometimes those people can bring those previous experiences to the table. So it can be difficult because now you're dealing with something that they dealt with in the past. So I will say that the easier relationships have been because the communication was better. A lot of people don't know how to articulate their feelings. So it makes things very difficult. And some people do want to give up. But as we know, nothing that's easy. Like, people don't want anything that's necessarily easy. When it's too easy, you tend to let things go and go chase something else. So easy is good from time to time, but if you really want to get to know a person, I feel like the communication has to be strong. And you, like he said, you have to have the willingness to continue to learn somebody. Because it's easy to just walk away. A lot of things are easy, but I don't think everybody enjoys easy.
I think
Maybe when they're old and tired. But I
yeah.
don't think anybody here is old and tired yet.
I think the older people get, man, they get particular about what they want, what they expect. They may be misled about themselves because they've gone through things, and so now they have these walls up, and they don't want to be vulnerable. They don't want to be an open book to someone because based off of their traumatic experiences or failed relationships. So then this goes for men and women. Like, they're guarded, and they express them in different ways. Like, some men may express it by not settling down and dealing with multiple women. And then when it comes to women, you don't really even see who that person is. You got to go the extra mile, or you have to do a whole lot just to unlock who that original person was before the damage. And you also got to factor in that I think when you date as an older person, you do have a lot of representatives. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think you have to kind of consider that. So if you're looking for somebody and you're dating them in the beginning, don't think that it's going to always be like that. Is it a possibility? Absolutely. But is it realistic? Probably not. When people get comfortable, they get more relaxed. They start to take a little bit more risk when it comes to communication, when it comes to them expressing themselves, when it comes to them voicing what they do like and they don't like. It should happen on the beginning, but does it always unfold like that? No. You usually have to have gone through something or felt something in order for you to be able to express that. Because when you're comfortable, a lot of things are off the table at that point. I'm going to tell you how I feel because I know you're going to be around. I know you're just not going to just leave. Or either I invested so much time in you, I'll be damned if I don't get this right.